So Wendy, she's also travelled over from Ireland. She joined Gong in May this year as the head of EMEA. Previously, she was SVP and UK MD of Car Gurus, where she onboarded as VP of European Sales in 2018. She's got an extensive background. In fact, you can hear some of that on one of the videos on YouTube about her time at Goldman Sachs. So she spent time in the investment banking world, as well as other major tech companies like Dropbox, AdRoll, and Facebook. She's a passionate mentor. And she brings a supportive management style to her teams. And she's going to be talking about where revenue meets reality. Round of applause, please.
Okay. The challenge. Got it. Yeah. Can everyone hear me? Excellent. All right. So I was the nerd that brought slides because he only asked me yesterday and I didn't know what the gig was. So I've never been to one of these. So I apologize. It won't be death by PowerPoint. Very conscious I'm in the death zone here. You've all just finished your drinks. Want to get to the bar. You didn't get 2 drinks. That's on you, not me. I got 2. So we'll try and make it as painless as possible. And I also have a pathological fear of public speaking. So try and make it, be nice to me, please, now, because I'm scared. Okay. Got it wrong. I wasn't meant to press the button. Okay, start again. Right. So in a previous world, I worked for a company that wasn't Gong. And in that world, we decided to acquire another company. And it was our first acquisition. Everyone was tremendously excited. And we spent a lot of money and it was all great. Anyhow, we then went and trained the team on how to sell the product. And we took them off the floor for 2 days, a full-blown training, value proposition, the lark, all the marketing materials. And then we released them into the wild and everyone waited with anticipation to see the great results roll in. And as you can imagine, that didn't happen. And everyone who had paid for the other company, i.e. my C-level execs and the board, wanted to know what the hell was going on and why were we not in fact making lots of money. So I went to the CRM and I said, okay, CRM, tell me what is happening. Why is this not working? Because we spent lots of money and we trained everyone and it should be rolling in. And the CRM basically told me very little because it gives you the data, the lagging indicators and all the dashboards and everything else, but doesn't tell you why that's happening. We're going to do audience participation time. Quick show of hands. How many of you feel confident that your sales reps fill in the CRM with 100% accuracy? Okay, there's 3 people at the back who are clearly sales reps and not leaders. Okay, we're discounting you. How many people feel confident it is with 50% accuracy? Anyone? Okay. There's a few leaders who are nicer than me. I would say chances are the accuracy is minimal at best, and I didn't sell value / I was hungover isn't on the list. So, problem with these conversations is they are filtered. 6,000 words in a conversation, 30 of them make it into the CRM. Just think about that. There's 6,000 words in a conversation you have with the customer, and at best, 30 make them into a CRM. And these 30 words are all 30 words devised by the sales rep. Okay, so it's their subjective opinion about what's actually just happened on that call. So I went to the CRM first, and then obviously I went and I said, okay, hello sales team. We've just trained you. We've just spent a lot of money on this acquisition. Why are you not making money? And they're like, oh, well, and I went to 10 different people. I got 10 different answers. And then there was one brilliant sales rep, female, I'd like to point out, one absolute genius female sales rep. And she was amazing, but to be fair to her, she was so amazing, she didn't actually know what made her amazing. She was just doing what she always does, which is sell. So she couldn't tell me what she was doing differently to be able to sell this combined value proposition of the 2 companies. So I was like, oh, good Lord. And I tried to spend time shadowing her, but inevitably I have no time. I'm on between meetings all the time. And so I try and catch some of her calls and I catch the last 10 minutes or her on hold, et cetera, et cetera. So anyhow, not good use of time. So question here. When I say new business transformation, I'm talking about new products, pricing, packaging. I'm talking about moving up market or moving into new verticals or acquiring companies. What percentage of new business transformations fail? Somebody give me a number. 90. Anyone else? Ooh. Punchy. I see where we're going with this. Any other guesses? Okay, 92.3 actually. No. So the answer is 70%. 70% of new business transformations fail. Another show of hands. How many of you would get onto a plane if you knew that 70% of the time it would not make it to the end destination? So why, in God's name, do we accept this? So When we think about which of your strategic initiatives can't fail, new offerings, this is the new product, the new pricing, the new SKUs, you all get pulled off the floor, trained on this, and then released into the wild. Sales messaging. How many of you here have spent money on Sandler or Command of the Message or whatever these things are called, and lots of different things, and it's like, okay, we're going to train them and it's going to be great, and we're going to make lots more money. Lastly, go-to-market strategy. You move up market, you go into enterprise, you're like, now we're going to nail Google, or you look at it and you go and you say, we're going to acquire this company. How many of these major bets that companies make can you afford to fail on? And the problem is with all of them, you end up taking reps away from selling, away from their frontline roles and say, okay, you're now going to be trained in a room for 2 days and then you're going to go put this into practice. And fact, 87% of what is learned is lost after 1 month. It's very sad, isn't it? Yes. But it's also reality, because at the end of the day, we all sit there and it's painful to be in a training room for 2 days, and it's inevitable. In fact, I'm surprised it's not a higher number, frankly. So 87% of this is trained. So we've spent all this money on this new methodology or acquiring this new company, release them into the wild. We're not seeing the results we have. And guess what? Almost every single company spends all the money up front and none of the money on making sure that what they actually train them on is used in practice. They don't spend any money post the initial training to make sure it's put into practice. It's ridiculous. So, how can you get visibility before it's too late? Quick question, any Gong customers in the audience? Show of hands. Well, then you know the answer. Marvelous. This is where we come in. So Gong, what are we? We are a revenue intelligence platform. What we do is we capture your interactions across phone, email, web conference. We integrate with your CRM, and we apply artificial intelligence, which is very clever stuff. And we give you insights into your deals, your people, and your market. So in a world where I had Gong, when I did this acquisition with this company and led this team and said, why the hell are we not making money? I'm under a lot of pressure here. I would have actually been able to see, of all the people who got trained, what percentage of them actually implemented what they learned, what percentage of them adopted the messaging, and on what percentage of calls. And I could have intervened if people weren't doing it. And secondly, I could have heard the voice of the customer. I could have heard what the customer was saying about the acquisition from the actual customer. I could have seen like real life what was actually happening. And therefore, I could have understood what the best rep was doing, what that fabulous female rep, what was she doing differently, and how could I get what she was doing and apply it to all of the other, I won't say losers, but middle of the pack / lower end of the pack. So, the point is, don't wait a full sales cycle to fail. You don't want to be part of the 70% stat, okay? You do not need to be part of that 70% stat. There is another world. You don't need to just wait to roll them all out, send them into the wild and see what happens at the end of it. There's another world you can live in. And Vinit, where are you? Vinit is our biggest. Vinit, there we are. Round of applause for Vinit, please. COO and co-founder of Filtered. Filtered was one of the earliest customers of Gong in EMEA, and I'd like to think that we did well by you, Vinit, as well, helping you decrease sales cycle by 2 months. 62% increase in ACV. Does that sound good to anybody? You have a few people, surely. But if you don't believe me, then go and chat to Vinit. And if you don't believe him, well, you know. So, in summary, we give you full visibility into your deals. Which half of your deals in your pipeline are real? Fun fact, 53% of deals that are in commit never close. 53% of deals that are in commit never close. So we're coming to the end of a quarter. Do you know which half of your pipeline is real? We will show you. People, do you know why your top reps are your top reps? I mean, don't we all want to clone them? You can do that now. And finally, strategy. Understand who has adopted the messaging in the training and what your customers are saying before it's too late, before you become part of that 70% stat. So we have been voted #1 on G2's list of best software products in 2021. So yay us. And we actually have 2,000 customers globally, but we only launched in Europe in June, and we already have over 250 customers, so yay me, and 1 million calls recorded, and a 93% record rate. So we basically say 7% of calls are opt-out. Everyone says, nobody's going to want my customers to record them. Well, guess what? 93% of them are grand with it, so get over it. So if you're interested, gong.io/demo, connect to me on LinkedIn, follow us, and thank you very much. There is no alternative universe.